Last year, Barrie Police handled over 80,000 calls for service, but only 12% of those were actually criminal in nature. The rest were noise complaints, traffic stops, and ambulance assists. Of more than 7,000 charges laid, they were concentrated among roughly 2,000 people, and less than 1% of those individuals were responsible for 20% of the total harm in the city. The top charge category wasn't what most people would expect. Nearly 1 in 5 charges were bail and court order breaches, followed by theft and shoplifting, assault, and mischief. Police Chief Rich Johnston was candid about what's driving those breach numbers, and it wasn't defiance, it was poverty.
Some of the individuals we deal with on a regular basis may not have, the resources or even the awareness of when their court date is after they are released. It saves a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of money if we're able to do things a little differently rather than lay a charge. And it's not about avoiding crime or avoiding laying it. It's about being more effective and efficient in what we do. And at the end of the day, the outcome we're after is attendance at court.
The service is now exploring nudge strategies, things as simple as reminders sent to basic cell phones to keep people from catching new charges for what amounts to missing a date they didn't know about. On intimate partner violence, Chief Johnston was equally direct. Roughly 63% of calls result in charges, but conviction data isn't currently tracked, a gap the service acknowledged. Johnston made clear the reported numbers only scratch the surface. The meeting did not include any reporting or discussion of race-based data, as Indigenous people are disproportionately impacted by bail-related charges due to the continuing impact of colonization and the residential school system. We asked the police department why race-based data is not tracked. This is their response. Race-based data is published only in relation to use of force reports, and in those reports, it is the race as perceived by the involved officer. Annual use of force reports are presented to the board in open session and available on our website. 3 youths were charged in a school incident, but there was no discussion of diversion or root causes. This is the response from police about the strategy to deal with instances like these. When it comes to high harm offenses, diversion is not something that can be considered. In the past, we have raised specific incidents where members of the minority communities in Barrie have been targeted, including threats of violence and burning of a garage belonging to an Indian family, and a message saying "go home" that was written. The incident happened in around May 2024, and soon after, we reached out to the police department and Chief Johnston for a response. However, we finally heard back last month, almost 2 years after the incident, and this was the response. Charges have not been laid in that investigation. However, if any new information is received, the investigators will absolutely review it. On March 6, a 29-year-old black man, Edward Issue of Innisfil, was killed after a police officer used a teaser following a chase. We will bring a more in-depth discussion about this incident in the near future.